You believe Japan's rally would broaden out. Could you elaborate a bit more on Japan and also the yen if you have a view there?
Of course. Look, so one of the key global issues, the dollar continues to be very strong, but the US policy is very much trying to deal with the deficits, and they need to be thoughtful around what they do there. Now, of course, we know that the Fed might not be cutting very, very soon. I mean, the numbers on employment, on growth seem to be robust enough for them to be challenged. Flip over to Japan, and we've very much got the story that in Japan rates are on the march up, and you might have some concerns around where the speed of that and how that's in a different stage of the cycle. When we think of Japanese companies, we saw a very strong recovery in some of the large cap names in 23 going into 24. We really see that rally broadening out. The conditions are right in Japan. The geopolitics seem to do well. I mean, clearly in Trump 1.0, Abe did really well in that relationship with the US. Again, we see a very, very clear, great place for Japan to be compared to China, compared to other parts of Asia. And we think about that as a really great opportunity of seeing that rally that we've seen in the large caps broadening out. Now, in terms of the currency, we've historically got this very clear cases where Japanese companies have a lot of experience dealing with the currency challenge. And we can see that Japanese companies continue to do that. They're looking at their supply chains.
This confusing. It hasn't been this confusing for companies, right? No. Because you're 160 and counting, and then coming back to 150, and now talking 140.
But that's a journey that they have to go on. I mean, that's a challenge for those businesses. I think that we can see the direction of travel. I think the strength of the dollar has been a challenge. I think that undoubtedly, we perhaps were worrying about that last year, and we're seeing more strength this year. But we have to imagine that if the president is serious about the deficit, they're going to have to do something around it. Yeah. It's very clearly been mentioned by him, and I think that we can take that on board.